Hi, I'm Bob Earland and this is ACM. Okay, today in my masterclass I spoke about modular synthesizers and modifying equipment, DIY sort of style. I found it really good. It was fun to sort of speak to the students, and especially enjoyed the bit at the end. We sort of some students came up and used the modular synth and asked some questions. I think it's a lot easier to get some of this stuff across when you're using the equipment rather than just sort of drawing diagrams on a board or something like that. So yeah, I worked with Wiley. That was really good fun. He's definitely a character. He's got lots of energy. Really fun to work with in the studio. Really respect him as an artist. The thing I took away from that is not to sort of be too precious about things. He works very quickly. If an idea doesn't work, he puts it to one side, or he doesn't sort of get worried that it's not going the way it should. He just moves on to the next thing, and it keeps the energy levels up in the studio and makes it a very productive place. I've been working in production and engineering for a sort of fair while, for about 15 years. It's definitely changed in certain respects. Even before that, I was sort of aware of studios, sort of recording as an artist in bands. I think the major thing that's changed is colleges are offering courses. There's a lot more availability of that sort of thing. I think originally it was more something you just went and you knocked on the door and tried to get a job and worked it out that way. I think also a lot of people are diversifying a bit with studios, and studios are doing other things as well and sort of blending in with labels and venues and stuff like that, which has sort of added an interesting element to it. So my top tip for getting into production is just go for it. Record stuff, record your mates' bands, record yourself playing any instrument you find lying about. The best way to learn it is by practicing and making mistakes and learning from those mistakes, and how you pick up good techniques as well that no one else knows, or that are a bit more personal to you, is by sort of exploring things and have fun doing it as well. It shouldn't be boring. My first impression of ACM is it's really cool. Seems like there's a nice vibe here. Everyone's very friendly. The equipment looks great as well. I'd like to sort of get my hands on some of that. Yeah, it just seems like a sort of a good positive place. It doesn't seem too sort of academic. It's sort of people are here to learn but enjoy themselves doing so. I was inspired to get into the world of electronics and modular. I started with my dad is an engineer, and he introduced me to electronics. One of my early sort of GCSE projects was building an amplifier, which I got a lot of help from my dad, but that sort of sparked my interest, and the fact that I could make my own unique equipment I found very interesting. And then later on, being a working engineer and producer, equipment breaks a lot, so being able to fix it is a very useful thing, and hand in hand with that comes the ability to build stuff as well. So yeah, through sort of fixing old synthesizers, you learn a bit more about how they work, and that means you can modify them or build your own and sort of develop stuff that way. I'm currently working on an album with my friend's band, Dark Horses, which is going really well. We're about to start the second half of that, and about to go touring again with Radiophonic Workshop. We've got a few festival dates and the Science Museum coming up. Other than that, just sort of adding to my studio and making some of my own compositions.